Hey guys, how's this going? It's July 25th, 2019, and my little political thing of the day, Rogelio has resigned from as governor of Puerto Rico. Thank you for resigning, you crooked motherfucker. Alright, end of rant, but yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. Alright, so I've been talking about doing this Proto Fett for a little bit for Star Wars Legion. I've got DRM free music playing in the background, trying to get, something different going on with the channel. Let me lower it down a bit, because I don't know if you can hear me over the music or not. I just wanted as background noise. Okay, so Proto Fett. If you don't know what a Proto Fett is, there's the prototype Boba Fett that Ralph McQuarrie did for Star Wars, obviously. So, the basic layout for it, you can look it up online. You can see tons of reference photos for it. He's basically just a white Fett with some gray on it. And hence the reason why I've got all these colors out here. So we're going to do a little bit of a custom paint job here. This is going to be a little bit of a long video. So first let me get off by saying, primed it with Tamiya Fine Surface Primer White. 2 coats. This is basically your prime coat, and it's going to be your base color. Alright, so with the Proto Fett, there's been a couple of different versions of it out there. Like the black series looks a little bit different than the actual artwork. A couple different helmets. I'm just going with no modifications to the toy. Well, not the toy, it's the model itself for Star Wars Legion. The one thing I have changed, which I'm going to show right here, I didn't like the way the flight stand was. It was too small, so I took a piece of sprue, a clear sprue from one of my Gundam models. See here, it was a corner of the runner. Just cut it, shaved it down a little bit, drilled a hole through his base, stuck it right through, put some Future on there, Pledge Future, or Revive It as it's called now, and added a small magnet. So the magnet, which I'll do at the end because I didn't want to wait for cure time on the magnet, just whitened up the hole in the bottom of his backpack right there. I mean, technically I could just stick this in there. Actually, I might just do that. Just stick it in there and he's done. He'll be able to put on the flight stand. But yeah, I like a longer flight stand for it. I'm not going to use this for competition. Obviously, if I'm going to go into a tournament, I'll just get another one and use the flight stand provided. But for home play, I like this better. It gives them. Let's see if I. Let's see. Yeah, it's stuck on there. Just plug this in real quick. I might have to put the other magnet in there. But you can see a little bit, makes a lot more sense this way, with him being higher than just having his legs like right here. So that's what we're doing. We did that. I might put the magnet in, I'm not sure. Also, I have some decals. I got these a couple years ago from Company B decals. Now I've got white, black, and red. I'm probably going to go with the black if I do it. More than likely it looks like I'll be using that one because it looks like it'd be an appropriate size. However, it should go right over here and it'll be covered up by his jetpack. So I'm gonna have to do some modifications to it, but like I said, I may or may not even do it. I'm not sure yet. I'll decide at the end of the video. And of course, to put that on, use micro set. Put that on there and make it nice and smooth. Alright, so see, I got a couple colors here. I'm gonna put Fett over here for a minute. So most of these Vallejo game color, dead white. This is just in case I get any of the gray overlapping somewhere, or if I want to make the armor a little bit brighter, I've got this here. So as far as the grays, let's go ahead and let's explain this. Since this Fett doesn't look like the Proto Fett, and he's got the ammo pouches, the Mauser pouches, I'm going to go ahead and use some snakebite leather. And we're going to be very careful to do all these pouches here. But for the most part, everything else is white. So for the cape, haven't decided if I want to go full gray. So I've got the apothecary white because the cape was white also. But I might use this instead, because it does come out with a little bit of gray, give it a little bit of different color. Alright, so we got a bunch of grays to choose from. Now, like I always say, you know, it's your model, paint it your way. Why? Because you'll be happier that way. Nobody paid for it. Well, maybe somebody did pay for it, but if it all comes down to this is your model for your personal use, paint it the color you want. So, we got a few options for gray. Pretty much decided what I want to do. Now, we've got Ghost Gray, which is really light, but it doesn't come out good against white. You can barely tell it's there. Alright, so we want to have a little bit of color, so we're not going to use Ghost White. Wolf Gray, it's a nice gray. It's in between. It's not as bright as a regular white, as a flat white, a snow white, or dead white. So this is a good possibility. Cold Gray is just basically a standard gray. Looks good. It'll set off against the white very nice, but it might be a little bit too dark. And the same thing with this heavy blue gray, the extra opaque. This is a beautiful color, don't get me wrong. It's just a little bit too dark for what I wanted to use it for. So primarily we're going to use this just as on the suit for the wolf on the wolf gray. I might pick out some of the armor pieces with cold gray. Definitely not going to use the heavy blue gray. But like I said, for the most part, everything is white on here. The only exception is going to be, I'm going to change belt. His ammo pouches are going to end up being with the snakebite leather. Everything else is a very, very light gray. You know what? I'm going to use this gray. And the shoulder armor, I want the shoulder armor to be a little bit different. So we're going to go ahead and use the cold gray on the shoulder armor. Okay. His weapon's already been pre-painted. Kind of, sort of. Because in all the cases, most of them, it's just black. So I used a Vallejo metal color jet exhaust for the tip of the weapon. I can't remember what the name of this weapon is. I know it's not an EE3. Forgive me. You know, I'm supposed to be a big Star Wars guy. You know, my second oldest son's name is Anakin. I'm just blanking out right now. As far as the T-visor goes, I'm still debating whether I want to do black or what is originally intended or was used was a dark green number 6 welding shield mask. If you've never seen one, go to a welding store, any place that sells the welding mask, the welding shield, and ask them to see what a dark green number 6 is. Back from my days of being in the Mandalorian Mercs costume club, I got quite a few of those for the various helmets I did, for the various buckets. You can't see red out of it. It's kind of, you definitely want a handler, you know, somebody who's there with you to guide you along, because you can't see certain colors with it. So you want to make sure you got that there, somebody guide you. So I'm not sure if I want to do the green or I might just do the traditional black. That's why I haven't put the black out there. It's pretty simple. Anyway, but yeah, everything else there is just white. So we're going to see how this goes, see what happens. So let me get started. The other color, I want to do a wash on it, so I haven't decided yet if I'm going to use the panel line wash. This stuff looks really good, but I've never used it on the material that these figures are made out of. And then I got a homemade black oil wash. My buddy Brandon hooked this up for me a couple years ago, and we still haven't gotten back together to go ahead and make some more. Hopefully, if he's watching the video, you know, get with me. I know I've rambled on enough. Let's go ahead and get started. Got all this stuff over here to do. We're going to leave the cape for last. Snakebite leather. It's going to be somewhere in there. So we're going to get this wolf gray going. And yeah, you hear the ads from the YouTube DRM stuff. And I don't know how to stop that. I need to find a longer DRM thing. So just bear with me if you hear the ads. I apologize. Like I said, trying something new. Got the glasses on. Got the light working. Might have to adjust this adjust the camera here in a little bit. There's the wolf gray. Put it right there on my palette. And that's a little bit lighter than what I was wanting. It's actually a little bit too light. So you know what? We're going to have to go ahead and put in a dab of the cold gray. Just a little bit. Just one drop. Mix that up. Use a dab of water on there too. Put that on there. Let's put Fett over here. And I will be using... Let me see. You know, I should have already had it out. Just going to be using a Reaper Pro number 2 paint. Paintbrush. Which for some reason... There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and mix up this paint. I don't know if it's coming up on camera. Not coming out as dark as I would like. Get a little bit more water in there. Thin it down. There we go. It's coming out to a very nice, actually, the perfect color grade that I wanted. So if you want to do the measurements, 2 drops of wolf gray, 1 drop of cold gray. It's coming out really good. Really nice. Need just a tad bit more water in there. Get it to the right consistency. Alright, so I'm going to try to paint this on camera as best as I can. Let's see if this works. Yeah, you could barely... Man, I might have to make this a little bit darker. I'm not worried about that right there. Actually, no, this is actually coming out really good. And shaky cam is going to be shaky cam. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to use that snake bite leather also on the Wookiee braid over here. Yeah, it's coming out. It's actually going to come out pretty nice. The way I'm thinking. Go ahead and get this in here. Not much detail you got to worry about if you're going with a Proto Fett. Cause like I said, it's basically all just white. Excuse me. This is pretty easy to do. And once we get the wash on, this will look really good. Okay, let's go ahead and get the neck piece over here. I'm going to get a little bit of overwash on the paint, on the armor, because this paintbrush is just a little bit too wide. That's alright. That's what I got the dead white for. It'll clean it up. There we go. This again over here. The only problem with painting this color white or this color gray is it does blend in very well with this white, as I've mentioned. Get this here, right there. Okay, so the collet I'm gonna have to do over again. Let's go ahead and get the undersuit, because basically we're gonna do the whole undersuit. Let's see. Let's keep the conversation going, because I don't like to be too quiet making the videos, because it gets boring. You don't hear somebody talking. If you're looking for inspiration to paint a custom Mandalorian army, a great place would be the Mandalorian Mercs Costuming Club. Like I said, I'm a retired member. I did a total of 4 costumes, 4 different Fetts, and it got to a point where I just didn't want to do it anymore. Health concerns and all that. It's a good club, don't get me wrong. Very helpful if you're looking for inspiration. If you need help with a build, you know, there's plenty of people on there that are more than willing to give you advice. As with all clubs, there are people that can be a pain in the ass. Let's face it, people are people. Just like Depeche Mode said, people are people. And people are going to do whatever they do. Yeah, I know, shaky cam. I keep hitting the camera with my with the paintbrush, but I kind of have to. Not really going to worry about the thong, the boba thong, as many people know about that. It's just going to stay white. If it gets a little gray, oh, it's a little bit dirty, that's all. So yeah, there we go. Literally, Fett is almost done. Like I said, any white, anything that I hit that's supposed to be white, that I get some gray on there, I'm just going to use that dead white, put it right on. Pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, Mandalorian Works Costuming Club. You can see a lot of custom Mandalorian costumes made on there for inspiration purposes. They look really good. Nope. It's a really good club. I'd recommend it. Honestly, I recommend it as a starting club. If you want to make a Star Wars costume, you know, go check them out. You can literally make an entire costume, an entire Fett costume for about $100. Well, at the time it was about $100. So you're looking at about $120 spent, and that's paint, materials, and time. Yes, it can be done. Unlike a Stormtrooper, a TK. TKs do take a little bit more money because that's just the nature of the beast. They're very detailed. You know what? That was supposed to be armor. That's alright. Alright, let's get this over here. And I believe Fett is done with the gray. Nope, I got a little bit more over here on this leg. And just a shout out to my buddy Tom. He is in the United States Army. He's stationed here on Fort Hood at Darnell Medical Center. He's a big Star Wars geek like me. So Tom, if you're watching this, hey man, thinking of you while I'm doing this, dude. Hopefully you're enjoying the video, and we can go ahead and get Legion going once you get done doing what you got to do on post. Alright, so yeah, he is about done. All the gray work is done. Now again, I don't know if the camera's picking this up right, but yeah, it's looking good. The gloves, I think I'm gonna do the gloves in that dark gray, just to have something a little bit different. Again, sorry for the shaky cam. Let's go ahead and clean off this brush. That's pretty easy. No, even if you're a beginner, just starting out painting models, painting minis, and you just gotta have a Boba Fett because you love Mandalorians, you love Boba Fett. Proto Fett, not too hard to do. Trying to get it to autofocus. It was doing just fine a minute ago. First the shaky cam. Yay! There we go. Stop shaking. You can see a slight difference on there, and that's all it really was. It's just just a slight difference. You see where I got some of the gray on there. I might do some armor chipping, a little bit more advanced techniques on there, but I doubt it. I just want to keep this a very simple Proto Fett. You can definitely see the difference between the white and the grays. So what will we do now? Well, let's go ahead and we're going to put him down here. Let's go ahead and shake up this cold gray. Just a little bit more. Don't need a lot of this paint because all I'm doing is the shoulder armor. I might do a little bit more armor. Pretty much that's my style of painting, y'all. If you haven't noticed, if you're new to the channel, first time watching, a lot of times I just paint on the fly. I get an idea of the colors I want to do, and I might just go totally off the rails and go with something else. I have a plan in mind sometimes. Most of the time I don't. I just pick up stuff and at the moment and be like, hey, you know what? I want to do this color. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this shoulder armor taken care of real quick. I think I might have made the paint a little bit too thin. Consistency a little bit too runny, but it works because it's a happy accident. But I love when these accidents happen. Let's see if I could show it. Maybe I'm too close. Yeah, I'm too close. That's right. Let's go ahead. Ah, shaky cam. Ah, still shaking. See, it kind of gives it like a chipped armor effect on there because it's a little bit too thin. Not intending, but I'm happy with it. I'll go with that. So let's go ahead and get this shoulder pad right here done. This ended up making it a little bit more of a wash, which I was not intending, but that's what happened. There we go. So we got that. Remember, we're going to do the apothecary white on the cape. You know what? Let's not make this backpack so plain. Put some gray on there. There we go. Just to break up this white scheme a little bit, because it is kind of plain. It's great. I like it, but it is a little bit plain for my taste. I do like a couple colors on my models. So yeah, as you tell, I did make that mixture just a little bit too runny. That's all right. We can work with it. Go ahead and just put that whole piece right there gray. Just add a little bit of different contrast to it, a little bit of different color. Break it up just a little bit. You know what? Let's go ahead and do the tip of the missile while we're at it. I said I was going to do the gloves and the gray. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Let's make this happen real quick. I know some people might be like, "Oh my God, you're using such a thick brush." Well, I mean, it's what I'm accustomed to using. Let's see that that's almost done. Again, I do apologize if it's shaky cam and it breaks up on you. Doesn't show you quite the detail. I'm gonna thin this down a little bit more to get this. The hands look a little bit too robotic to me for some reason. Excuse me. They're kind of squared up. It doesn't look like a human hand at all. It actually does look more like a robot's hand. So yeah, I did put a little bit. I thinned it out too much on there. Let me fix that up. No, it's not the ideal way to paint. So when it pulls up like that, it's not showing up. Just to break it up a little bit. But yeah, these hands, they look a little bit more robotic than I would think, than I would like. Okay, so yeah, that gray came out a little bit lighter than what I wanted. Is not the intent. Once it's dried off, I'm not digging it. So we're gonna go ahead and clean that up real quick. Make it a little bit darker. The middle came out pretty decent. That just looks like a really shitty wash. So we're gonna go ahead and fix that. I'm not afraid to admit it. The shoulder pad, I like the way the shoulder pad came out. Give it a little bit of weathering on there. Same on that side on that shoulder pad. Came out nice. Alright, so we're gonna clean it off. Clean off the brush. Pretty much done with our grays. Dead white. This I'm not going to dilute very much at all because I want it pretty thick on there. Actually, it looks like I'm going to have to dilute it because it came out nasty. Good thing I've got another bottle of this. There it goes. Remember, I'm just doing a little bit of touch-up work on this, specifically right here. Came out more like a wash, which is good. I'm going to touch up some areas real quick. Make them a little bit lighter. So that way when I do come back with my wash, they come out a little bit brighter. So that looks good. Everything's pretty much looking good. Let's see, do I have to touch up? Yeah, touch up one thing right there. And touch up another right here. And I know somebody's gonna ask, dude, where's the little smoke coming out from the bottom of the pack from his jets? Because my backpack's got jets. He's Boba the Fett. I didn't like them, so I'm not putting them on. I don't see anywhere in the rules where it says I have to put them on. That's another thing. If you're getting into Star Wars Legion, it's very good to know this is not a game of what you see is what you get. Unlike Warhammer 40k. Warhammer 40k is very much what you see is what you get. Meaning whatever's printed on there, whatever's on your model, that's all you have. Plain point blank. Star Wars Legion. Oh yeah, I'm liking the way his chest armor is coming out. If I could get it to focus a little bit. Of course it doesn't want to do it. If I shaky cam it, it'll fix it. There we go. So yeah, it looks a little bit dirty. The white's not all white everywhere. Got a little bit of the wash of the white on the knee pad. Everything else is supposed to be white on this. So it's coming out pretty much exactly how I want. And that's it. Done with the white. Alright, we'll put them down here. And I love these paints because they dry so fast. It might be just the Texas humidity that does it. So just real quick recap. I've used, I don't know why it doesn't want to do that. Vallejo color, game color dead white, 72.001. Vallejo game color wolf gray, 72.047. Vallejo game color cold gray, 72.0 some number that I can't read anymore. Let's get the undersuit. 2 drops of wolf gray, 1 drop of cold gray. Mix, add maybe 2 drops of water on there to thin it down a bit, and you're good to go. So what shall we do next? Let's go ahead and get that belt taken care of, just to break up this white and gray combo that's going on. Now with this, you do have to be very, very, very neat with it, especially at this point. This is why I want to get it done right now. So if it does spill over, I still have plenty of the other colors to go ahead and cover it up with. In this case, I do not want to just slop this shit on. I think I already have too much on there. Actually, yeah, I do have too much on it already. So I'm gonna have to go back and neaten this shit up, because now it's got too much. I'm gonna have to put some white on here, which unfortunately I'm gonna have to do in about 20 minutes or so. And I'm not gonna do that on camera. I'll just cut back to it later. Let's go ahead and get this, suck this up. Good thing about these contrast paints is, just like a wash, you can suck them back up with your paintbrush if you need to. So you just get a little bit more, because I do want this to be pretty dark in some spots. You just go really slow, go on each one, pick it out, boom. There you go. Once that's dries, it's going to look absolutely gorgeous. You know what? I may not even have to go back to it, because it's actually pulling in the spots that I wanted to. There we go. Let's go ahead and get that Wookiee braid. I would use skeleton horde on it, but I think the snakebite leather is a better choice as far as the color goes. It's a little bit darker on there. So I get this over here. I had somebody ask me the other day, am I going to get back into Gaslands? I am, but it's going to take a little bit. I'm making videos for a commission that I've been working on for a while. I keep adding more and more stuff to his list. You know, I add stuff. He hasn't been adding anything. He's been like really patient for me to get him his stuff, and I appreciate it. But I have so many ideas for Gaslands. Unfortunately, we're not playing Gaslands anymore, and I just fucked that up right there. That's alright. I'm done with the snakebite leather. So I just got a little bit of the gray over here, a little bit on the gray. Suck that up. There we go. Just by thinning it down a bit, let's get some of this gray over here. And it actually worked out. Gives a little bit of a battle damage look. We'll see how that turns out when it dries. I'm not pleased with this one. Go ahead and clean that up a little bit. Alright, so everything looks good. I mean, like I said, it's basically just a white paint job. Let me get this hand. I don't know what's going on with this hand. Got white tips everywhere. Alright, we're gonna get this right here. Yeah, I don't like these hands. I don't like the way the hands are sculpted on here. They literally look like a robot. It looks more like a mecha hand. Like a hand for not even a Gundam. Maybe for, I don't know. It's not a mech. Just not digging it. I don't know, what you guys think? You like it so far? I hope so. Wait till I do Sabine. Sabine's gonna be a little bit crazy. Alright, so we got the snakebite leather done. Quick, easy, simple. Gonna go ahead and do the apothecary white. Now the apothecary white, I want to do it. I want to do the apothecary white. So I'm gonna hold it. Hold it and do it, and then you'll see a pause in the video. Wow, the video's already 37 minutes long. You'll see a pause in the video once it's done, and then we'll do the wash later because we gotta let that apothecary white dry for a while. Alright, so this time, yeah, I'm just gonna slop this shit on just like they show in the videos, and if I happen to get some on the models, other parts, that's gonna be quite alright, because it's going to get a wash anyway. Just slop it on there. Now you see I've been using the same brush the whole time. Right? So don't be afraid to use the same brush. I mean, you know, there's been lots of videos, Luke's APS I should say. He's even mentioned it. You know, he uses whatever brush works for him. That's what he uses, and I'm the same way. A lot of people I know that are painters are the same way, be them beginners or commissioned artists. It's all the same way. We find that one brush, that one set of brushes that we like, be they $4 brushes from Walmart, those $60 brushes that you find elsewhere, like those Winsor Newtons. Everybody keeps telling me, oh, you need to get them. I'm happy with the same brush. I've been using this brush for almost 10 years now. Alright. Oh, I know. I did all that shit off camera. I'm sorry. Oh, man. Put a little bit of apothecary white up there. I did all that off camera. I'm sorry, guys. I really am. Try to get this piece right here. Just to give it a little bit more contrast. Alright, that's it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video right now. And pause the video so that way I can give this apothecary white some time to dry. Looks sufficiently dirty. Yeah, I did pull up in one spot there. I need to go ahead and take care of that. Let's take care of that right now. All you do, whoops, paintbrush was still wet. You just go ahead and pull it up. So I see some other places where it probably would be more beneficial for it to be. One of these is an actual hole that it goes through. That goes through the cape. So yeah, there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and let him dry off. This way paint cures. I'll go ahead and pick out the other colors. Take it easy, be a few moments. Alright, we're back. The video's at 40 minutes 25 seconds. Yeah, I didn't realize how long it takes to do this stuff sometimes. So here we are. This is Fett as he stands now. If I could get him to... I think I have too many colors on the screen. Anyway, so I went ahead and did the magnification on the back, on his backpack, real quick. It just slotted right in there real quick. Shaky cam will fix this. Maybe not. There we go. So yeah, the magnet's in there pretty deep. Magnet on there. Getting a little bit more of a dynamic pose while he's in flight. You know, and he's up higher. So you're probably wondering, why am I taping this off? I'm going to do a separate video on that part. So just for now, we're going to focus on him. We're going to base him. We're going to base him because my 12-year-old said, "Dad, why don't you make him look like he's flying out the Sarlacc pit?" I just happen to have a whole bunch of tentacles I had made several years ago out of milliput for my 15mm Star Wars project that never came to be. So we're going to base him, but that's going to be in a separate video. Let's go ahead and finish painting this guy up real quick, okay? Oh, more shaky cam. So, the helmet for his T-visor, decided not to go with any colors. I'm going to go with the liquid chrome. Molotov liquid chrome. Shake this sucker up real quick. Like I said in the beginning, it's your game, your models. I paid for this. I'm going to paint it my way. Let's go ahead and take that off. The apothecary white has dried. The only thing that sucks is I cannot get it into there. So, to get a whole bunch on my little palette over here. Close it up. Get this ultra fine brush, the insane mini wargamer paintbrush. Get some of this on here and get it inside. Get the chrome in there. There we go. Look at that. Boom. Boom, baby. He now has a chrome visor. And if you're just using a little bit of this Molotov chrome pen, I always call it chrome. It's chrome. Water will clean off your brush real quick. If I can get it on there. It'll clean it off real quick. I'm still going to do the big brush. Shaky cam, fix it. There we go. So now he's got a chrome visor. Which I like. I really like that. I like the way that came out. Alright, so we're done with that. I was thinking of adding some more color to it, but I'm not going to. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna use Hull Red, Vallejo Model Color Panzer Series 70.985. I'm gonna do this gauntlet right over here. Gauntlet. Get that done real quick. Just have a little bit, one more color pop. Kind of give it more of the Canon / Legends look, if you will. You know, just to meld the worlds a little bit closer together. But yeah, it's just a little bit too light for me as far as the colors go. So let's go ahead and get this done. I'm just gonna do the whole thing real quick. And then we're going to do the wash. The black wash. Oh, we gotta do the rest of his weapon too, which I did not get the paint out for. I knew I forgot to do something. Let's see. So that comes out. That's actually coming out really good. I don't know what's playing in the background. DRM free. Shaky to fix. Just something a little bit different. Always be different. Don't be afraid to be different when you're painting your models, guys. You know, we're all individuals. We all have individual taste. Don't be that guy. And if you are that guy, fuck you. Yeah, I said it. If you're gonna be that guy, we don't need you around, man. And it helps if I can find the color. Alright, so I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna use Black Templar on the gun, on this weapon. I think it is an EE3. You know what? Why don't I just look it up? I got my laptop right next to me. I don't know why I didn't do it before. It is the EE3. I'm not that out of touch. So anyway, yeah, Black Templar real quick. I'm gonna put that on the gun just to get it done.